point of faith. Do we have faith so we can get miracles? Is faith about getting physical sight? Is faith about making sure my back pain goes away? Is faith about getting more money in my bank account? Is faith about getting a bigger house? Is faith about getting a promotion at job? Faith can contribute to those things, but that is not the point of faith. The point of faith is to follow Jesus when you can't see. God gives me faith to follow. Someone say faith to follow. Someone say faith to follow. Jesus cares more about establishing this man's internal sight than he does about repairing this man's external sight. And so Jesus takes him by the hand and says, come with me. I want to take you outside of the village. I cannot establish for you nearly enough about how important environment is to positive change. I can't stress it enough for people that are watching right now. You have no idea the power of your environment. And I don't know what it is about the village. I can't all the way explain to you if there was something bad in the village. All I know is that Jesus, before he heals this man, he wants to change his atmosphere. Before he does this great thing, he wants to remove him from the place that he has been, and he wants to take him to a new place. What is the new place? Jesus wants to take him to a place that he is alone with him. Some of the most powerful things that Jesus will ever do in your life is when you are alone with him. And he has to take you outside of the village. It's in silence that God speaks the loudest. It's in silence that God speaks the loudest. And Jesus says, before I do this thing, I want to establish faith. And for me to establish faith, you can't be around anyone else for a moment. You need to be alone with me. I'm gonna change the atmosphere on you. I wanna speak loudly to you, and I need a quiet place. I need an intimate place. You know, every morning I wake up and I have my traditions and my rituals. We did a collection of talks this year called Day by Day. And the idea being that what you do daily determines who you become permanently. And so for me, prayer and meditation is a part of my daily routine. I think everybody should have a prayer closet. I think everyone should have a place that they get alone with God. Mine just happens to be the shower. I don't know what it is. I think the running water just calms me down. But man, I'm telling you what, I encounter Jesus every morning in the shower. You don't have to judge my prayer closet. It's my prayer closet, and Jesus will meet you anywhere you invite him into. It could be your car, it could be your office, it could be a chair. I don't know, you just gotta create a place to meet with him. But I wanna encourage you today. The reason why I take time alone with Jesus every morning is not so I can get up on a stage and recite my spiritual superiority. The reason why I must get alone with Jesus is not for spiritual superiority, but rather for spiritual survival. So many of us today, we've never gone outside of the village. I wanna encourage you, you don't need God's presence simply on Sunday. I'm telling you what, I don't need to just access God's presence in the studio, on a stage, with other people in a corporate setting. I'll tell you when you need to access God's presence, it's when your life is falling apart. You need to access God's presence when your marriage is barely hanging on. You better know how to access God's presence when your kids are running from Jesus. You need to access God's presence when all of a sudden you've lost your job, when all of a sudden all of the things that you thought you could count on have failed you. You need to know how to access God's presence when the doctor walks in and says, it's cancer and it's terminal. I don't know about you, but that's when I have to go outside the village. That's when I have to get alone with Jesus. That's when I have to walk not by sight, but I must walk by faith. I must walk by faith. I must walk by faith. I need faith. Faith for what? Faith for miracles? No, faith to follow Jesus. Some of you out there, the whole reason why you have faith is so you can get stuff from God. But that's not why we have faith. It's not to get stuff from God, it's to walk with God. I have faith that I might walk with him even when I'm blind, even when I'm broken, even when I'm hurting, even when I'm suffering, even when it's not all working out in my favor. I have faith. Jesus cares much more about that than he does in establishing physical eyesight.